to talk about the difference between, talent and authentic raw talent versus the natural born talent.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And what does it take to get that authentic raw talent? And how do you combine the natural born talent with your authentic talent? Because there's such a broad avenue aspect. So I just kind of want to hear your take on that.
So sometimes, I think what you're talking about is hard work versus talent.
Sure.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I think when they say hard work beats talent, it's because you need to work hard to get talented at that skill, aka skilled. Some people with their innate talents, I think what they refer to that is the experiences that they have in their youth that allow them to see the beauty in that particular thing. Then they just take that and then they just go with it. But that does come from the heart. It does come from what you feel and its profoundness. However, I think someone 10 years later can hop on that train and start, skipping sections,
right,
and start moving along and getting to the front. But
I think a big thing, Randall, is like you got to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm 25 years of age right now, and if I wanted to say, hypothetically speaking, I want to be an NFL quarterback, right, in the next 10 years, and I train my absolute best 100%, would you think, it's kind of a controversial thing, but my question to you is, do you think I could actually become that NFL quarterback?
If you started 10 years later?
Yes. No. If I start right now and put in 10 years of the work with the right coaches, the top in the league.
Can you become a quarterback? You're going to have to be
at that level.
You're going to have to be extremely supported, and you better have a good ass coach, or you better be doing the right stuff, because you're going to have to compress and not neglect the time and margins of focus and effort needed in specific areas so that your body can stay congruent, because you're going to be you're either going to win and do great, or you're going to get injured and you're fucked. And the thing is, the athletes that are there that started as a real OG, that put in the work when they were 6 years old, and they went through their years. You're 10 years behind them. Their joints, their body, their bone density is going to be completely different. The signal time frame and experience that you're going to be sending to the body by having that much more time, that is a complete advantage.
100%.
And it does make you different.
Which brings me to my point, my original question. Does that make it a yes, or does that make it a no?
Oh man, what do you think?
I would say no. Because I have to be honest with myself.
But you have to understand what the body's capable of, though.
100%.
Look,
I think it's a no.
I think it's a no.
I think I know what I'm capable of, right? I think it's a no too, because I know what I'm capable of physically. But I also know what I'm capable of emotionally.
I'm gonna tell you.
Different.
I'm gonna tell you black and white.
Black and white.
Why it's
two sides of everything.
Why it's not the same.
Yeah.
Because it's a different time. The fact that it's a different time makes it impossibly, it makes it impossible for it to be the same.
Yeah, I agree.
Next thing, different environment.
I would say no too. I would say no as well. Really, really profound.
I think this is where universal laws and things like that make life a lot more simple.
Yeah.
Because we just figured that out.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's kind of being honest with yourself. It's like, like a lot of people will make the statement, you can do everything you want to be, you can do anything you want in life. But if I was to go to the NFL Combine tomorrow, hypothetically speaking, I would not become an NFL football player. Right?
That's it, shit. Yeah, bro. Get in line.
Yeah, I don't think that would work.
Okay, so therefore, if I'm honest with myself and I know myself and I'm very secure, I have my insecurities obviously, but if I know from the bottom of my heart, these are my skill sets, X, Y, and Z, I want to just become a master at those particular skill sets that is going to be conducive to the value that I'm going to provide on an exponential level. Would you agree? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that awareness is where I feel like so many people lack because they don't have the guidance.
They don't have the guidance. Look, the world is so big. It's so big.
Mm-hmm. Huge.
It's huge. But you can make it smaller, but then make it bigger again.
Well, first, there's steps to it, right? Because there's levels to the game, obviously. There's two sides to everything. And in order for you to make it big, you have to first start small. Kind of like building a fire, for example. Right? Building a fire, what do you have to do? Start with the small sticks, work your way up, more sticks. Next thing you know, you have humongous logs on there, and you've got the biggest bonfire. And here you go. Like, what's the world record bonfire? Looked it up. What is it like?
I don't know, some Burning Man shit. Or some Mississippi shit.
I think it's like the wildfires. Look at all the damage you just did.
No. You said bonfire, like man-made.
Bonfire. But what's your definition of bonfire?
Like a pile of stuff that you put in there.
My definition is a bomb went off and then caused a fire. You know?
Okay. If you're talking that, maybe like a Sahara, like a African fire.
Yeah.
Where it wipes out like 1,000 acres, bro.
Yeah, that's detrimental.
How many acres were these fires? Not in the thousands, right?
They were in the thousands.
They were?
Yeah.
Okay, like tens of thousands of acres burnt in Africa.
Yeah.
Like after spring.
Yeah.
And winter, summer comes around, the brush is big, something like that. But the fires here in Orange County have been insane.
Right.
There's some funny business going on around there that we're not going to get into. But the people are smart.
Yeah. My question to the people listening out there right now is, if you're in the fire, right? In life, you look at some of these fires, these wildfires, the one he just mentioned, Randall just said, thousands of acres of land that just burned down a whole entire community, just the plant and just all the beautiful nature, right? But what happens 2 decades later after that? 2 decades, not 10 years, 20 years, you will see the most beautiful, spectacular, identical forest. It'll grow back. Even more beautiful.
Right? Yeah.
And that's the whole point in life, and that's the point I'm trying to make is you have to be willing to go through the fire because you have to have the burning desire to get outside of the fire, on the other side of the fire, and become a new identity, a new version of yourself, and therefore you will grow more than you could have ever imagined of growing. Would you agree?
This is relevant because you want to live better.
Yeah.
That's it. And if you're not, get off the video. Why are you watching this video?
But how do you live better? There's just so much.
And another thing is, these fires are important for new growth. And the ashes actually feed the next generation. Mm-hmm. Okay, that alone makes, this is why we're talking about this, because literally that's how it works. Life is basically showing you how it works in nature. Fires are actually very important.
I mean, you look at it this way, Randall, there's two sides to everything. There's two sides to a quarter, a penny, a nickel. There's two sides to a book, right? That's exactly what we're talking about right now. It's cohesive to our conversation is because everything we look at externally has two sides. What does that mean in life? It means turn the page around and read the other side of the page. Don't just think a one-track minded life. Look at the other side and see, and you'll be surprised at what you see. Whatever you look for, you'll find. You want to look up, is eggs bad? Is peanut butter bad? You're going to find articles and more articles of those specific items being bad for you. Right. But if you look up, is it good? Is peanut butter good? Oh, yeah, healthy fats, all this. And just Randall as a personal trainer, how can you, what's your input on this topic?
Especially nowadays with the power of AI, you could do something wrong today and have millions of copies distributed. You could have someone who doesn't like you produce something that says you did something wrong and it not be true. But because it's so out there, you think it's true, but with the power of AI, you get there way faster. So this variable becomes less and less important, what you see online, more so important the resources where it's coming from, and the closer it is to in the moment actively giving off information. Like if you went straight up to Joe Rogan, if you're watching this, I love you, bro. If you went up to Joe Rogan and you asked him a question versus you look for that same question asked to Joe Rogan 2 years ago, just hypothetically, which answer is more valuable? The one closer to the moment or the one 2 years ago? In fact, one of them is finite now because it's in one place, but the other one is infinite because you don't know what he's going to say. You wouldn't know. It could be a completely new answer, even though it's the same question.
And this is Joe Rogan we're talking about, right? So Joe Rogan's the man, right? What's his net worth? Like,
who cares?
It doesn't matter. That's besides the point. He has created major success in his life. That's a prime example. Randall, a prime point of an example Randall just made about how his answer will be different and how the change in the growth never stops.
Like, it won't be a completely different answer by how some people might think. Mm-hmm. It's got the same aura and energy. Maybe he doesn't say XYZ. No, he's gonna say XYZ, but he's gonna add a XYZ. Because it's still the same type of answer, right? So like, yeah, you got to take care of your health, and then he add some nootropics on top of that, and you're set. Well, but 2 years ago, he didn't say that.
Yeah, and you know what? Everything's always evolving.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you're not evolving, that means you're not growing and you're stagnant.
Yeah, and there's no middle ground.
There's two sides. It's just like a coin. Look, it's black and white.
There is no middle ground in reality because you're always
either consuming or producing.
You're always either there or you're not there yet, right? If it's in your mind and you feel like you're transitioning, that doesn't change the situation. A transitional feeling is a feeling, and you're always somewhere. You know, so let's say you have a goal of converting XYZ. You start here. This is where you want to be. There's the 1, 2. But then, as you're progressing, you might say, I'm transitioning into this new version of myself. But really, you're either gonna be there or not, because the transition of that is you still being here and it's still there, here and it's still there, but you're still 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 within that transitional period.
Yeah, 100%. And that brings me to a point, like whoever's watching this, you got to ask yourself, do you want to continue to transition? Do you want to continue to develop? And because let's be honest, the fact of the matter is the periods never stop. It's not a goal. Once you achieve that goal, you find fulfillment through that, yes. And that's a beautiful feeling, one of the most beautiful feelings in the world. But then, I had a goal the other day to climb that or do that 14-mile hike. Remember the other day up on the mountain?
Yeah.
And guess what was up on the other mountain? Another mountain. The base of another mountain was at the peak of the mountain we climbed.
Exactly.
And what do? We ran out of supplies, resources. We didn't have the energy and the capacity physically or emotionally, mentally to climb the next one.
Well, first of all, we were on an agenda.
Oh yeah, we're on time crunch. But hypothetically speaking, if we were to climb that second mountain that's bigger, what are we going to need? Resources, stamina. What's going to give us stamina?
You're going to need
hydration.
Heart. You're going to need a heart.
You're going to need a mind.
Everything comes from the heart.
Everything applies.
You'll find the water. You'll find the food.
Yeah.
You'll find the
Yeah.
the resources.
Yeah. Maybe the lizard or like a cockroach or something.
Grab that motherfucker.
You love cockroaches, right?
No, I fucking hate cockroaches. I hate maggots and cockroaches.
Ooh.
I can't stand looking at those things, bro.
Yeah. So don't be a maggot.
Don't be a maggot.
Don't be a cockroach.
Don't be a
And
cockroach.
the more of this video, my name is Caston Granger. This is
Randall Espinoza.
don't be a maggot and don't be a cockroach, but be a
horse.
motherfucker. A what?
A horse. A stallion.
Yeah.
Can you neigh?
Be convicted, be confident, be a believer in yourself before you can allow anyone else to believe in you.
Can you give them a neigh?
A neigh?
Like a horse.
I would rather call it a stallion than a
stallion,
horse.
a stallion.
Yeah. You ever seen a white stallion?
I'm looking at one right now.
Exactly. Right?
All right. Hey, if you guys are looking for elite personal training, if you guys are looking for elite connections, if you guys are ready to move up, level up, if you read books, if you have a beard, if you want a dumpy, like, you know when they take the gravel, right?
Oh,
You're
the
gonna-
dump truck.
Yeah, you're gonna build a beautiful house.
Right.
What do you need first?
The gravel.
You need the
Foundation.
Yeah.
Right.
And make it into a proclamation.
And then you can have the examination in order to not have the procrastination.
To have and give the presentation. And that's where we want to get to.
The presentation
We want the presentation.
speaks for itself because it's a big monument.
Yeah,
it's
bro, it's like a
beautiful
statue.
home. It's a statue.
If you want to become a statue made out of gold,
train with Randall and Caston,
hell yeah.
let's do it.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Catch you on the next one.
Take care. God bless.